Welcome back to the channel. We're Dan and Stephen, a married couple travelling and living full-time in our 1996 VW campervan, trying to find and sustain a new way of life while taking the opportunity to explore more of our beautiful country and beyond. In this week's video, we wrap up our time on the Outer Hebrides and say goodbye to one of the most incredible places we've ever seen. So sit back, relax and come along dear. Start the video with one of the most impressive park ups we've ever experienced. So we've just got to where we're going to stay for the night, hopefully. It's a parking spot. It's an official sort of parking spot, so you're allowed to stay here, which is great. And it's parked, the place we're parked at is just a few minutes drive from one of the main beaches on the island, which is absolutely fantastic and probably, for my money, well, maybe one of the best, certainly one of the best beaches I've seen on Lewis and Harris. We've been here before, and the water just covers this entire area. You can see where it basically just, you know, where the tide has come in and receded. And the water comes right up to where our van is parked, which is over there. So that'll be interesting to see how that works. I don't know if it just rushes in very quickly, or if it's all just going to just suddenly creep up gradually, I don't know. But the sun's out, it's still a little bit cold, but it's sunny, so this is a plus. Speaking of the tide coming in quickly, or whether it does come in quickly or not, there's your answer. That water very much on the move. So it's, what is it called? It's about 6:30, is it? Maybe going on for 7 now? 5 to 7. I still can't get over it's this light at 5 to 7, but yeah, I'm not gonna knock it. After months of being in the cold and the dark, this is like a form of heaven, to be honest. There was a slightly better place further down, but there was a van in it, so we thought we'd go to one further up, which was empty. But you've got this whole stretch to yourself, and just to have this as your evening view is something else, which I still can't believe is where we're parked. So this is our little park up. The tide's coming really quick. This is possibly the best park up we've ever had, and the sun's just there. The beach has just been covered by the seawater that's just come in from the tide, and I couldn't be happier. This is why we do it. Like we've been in this all through winter, and it's been darkness, cold, etc., and it's been fine, and we're so proud that we've got through that. But just to have these moments now where it's like it's getting lighter and you can see the sun setting and it's gone 7 o'clock and you can have things outside and doors and windows open, means everything. So cheers to that, Stephen. Cheers. Chink. So this is great. This is why we're doing it, and we're happy. We feel like we've achieved something. And it's the culmination of moments like this that make you think, yep, yes, this is why. So we're happy, we've done the right thing. I know we have, and I never thought I'd do this. Right. I'm not one for making decisions. He did that. I'm very grateful for it. I was furious, but I'm very, very grateful that we've done it, and I went along with it, and I can see all the benefits. And you know what? We'll make it last as long as we can. There'll be bad times, there'll be good times. There has been already, so we know what to expect, and we know it could get even worse. We know it could get better. Okay, bye. We've had enough now, bye. Tomorrow we're going to explore a bit of this south part of the Lewis and Harris, and I still can't remember which one we're on, so I much apologise for that, because that's terrible. But we're going to explore a bit more of this part of the island, the south part, and I think it is probably the nicer part. And then Monday, hopefully we're going to get a ferry to Uist, but we need to book all that and sort all that. So if not, it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday. We just need to see what the ferry times are. But for now, we can have a few drinks and chill out, have some nice food. We've got pasta tonight, and bon voyage. See you later. Bye. Unfortunately, things took a dramatic turn for the worst. Morning. So if I look like shit, it's because I haven't slept. Only for a couple of hours at the end. And Stephen's pretty much the same, but it was in reverse. He slept at the start. Things took a pretty bad turn for the worse. I kind of wish we'd filmed it, but it was so traumatic at the time and dark that we couldn't. We drove into a ditch in the middle of nowhere, in howling winds and pouring rain, and it was cold, and it was a Sunday night. So we've kind of had a lovely evening. So what happened was we turned up to this park up, which was great. It was fine, it was flat, but it was quite exposed, and the winds just seemed to get up, and we spent because it was such a terrible day, we spent most of the day there. So we settled down for the night, and we were having quite a nice relaxing day because the weather was terrible. It just killed off everything. So there was no way we were going to really do anything yesterday. It was too bad. You know, we've managed through a lot, but that was just such a washout of a day. We decided to just have a bit of a chill out day, watch some stuff. We watched a bit of Drag Race, and it was really nice just to kind of relax and do that kind of thing. But the wind was getting really strong, and it was dark, and we kind of took the decision to move. And that was a bad idea, because we moved, it was dark, and we couldn't really see. And then we kind of drove one wheel first into a ditch, which was actually much deeper, and we were kind of hanging over the edge of it. And then we tried to reverse out, and we couldn't, and we were stuck, and it was doing more damage than good. So we were in this ditch, and I was in the back of the van, and everything was piled up next to the door, so I had to climb forward onto the front seat to get out, which made me think that the whole thing was going to tip further down into the ditch. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a mountainside, but it was deep enough that if we'd gone down, we would have been properly stuck. The van would have done a lot of damage. Would have done damage to ourselves. So we panicked, we got out, looked, had a look. AA doesn't cover out here, so that's interesting to know. Given it's part of the UK. I didn't expect it. It is the Outer Hebrides, but obviously it's just something we thought, oh, are we ever going to have to use that? Well, we now got the answer to that question. But we phoned somebody local. They were closer to Stornoway than to the Isle of Harris, and they couldn't help, but they gave us the number of somebody closer who could. So we rang them, and they came in. After about an hour of us sort of dancing around, trying to keep warm in the dark and the rain and the wind, panicking, wondering what the hell we're going to do, the man came out. He was absolutely brilliant, and he helped us out. He towed us. It looked awful for a second, like we were actually going to go in the ditch, because he was towing us, the wheel was spinning, and Stephen was trying to reverse out, and for a moment it wasn't going to work, and he went down into the ditch, and it looked like it was all over, and the problem was 10 times worse. But somehow it just at the last second pulled it out. Stephen reversed it at the right time, and it all just happened. And we parked up, and we stayed the night, because we didn't want to move any further after that, and we just made sure we were away from all edges. But the wind got so bad, I thought we were going to topple over. It was so strong. It sounded horrific, and we were parked sideways on, but we didn't want to move at that point after what had happened. So it felt like we were just going to fall over, and I haven't slept all night, apart from, like I say, a couple of hours this morning. So we've had fun, haven't we, Steve? It's just been awful, and we're both tired, and now we're on a ferry to Uist. We're supposed to be fun, and it is going to be fun, and I'm sure it's going to be great, but the weather doesn't look good. The wind's died down, but it is still a crappy day. It's forecast. If you look at the map, it's just rain, rain, rain all through the next few days. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll have fun one way or another. It's nice to be out here, and it'd be nice to see what Uist has got to offer.
We have to get our brollies out.
We're a bit shell shocked, I have to say. And if we'd filmed that, you would have seen why, because it really was. We were properly abandoned in the middle of nowhere, somewhere we were unfamiliar with, on a really wild part of the island, I might add. Stuck, and I thought we're never going to get out. But amazing, there was somebody that could do it. So very grateful to that person, who we called Donnie. His name was Donnie. So his name was Donnie. He came out and he helped us, and he was brilliant. And this was about 10 o'clock at night, about 10:30 by the time he got to us. So Donnie, you're a star. Thank you so much. We are indebted, because otherwise I'm not sure what the hell we would have done. We would have had to just climb back in the van and wait till the morning and hope that it didn't fall over the edge. But he came out and he rescued us. So thank you, Donnie. We love you.
Thanks to the lovely Donnie, we took our ferry to Uist as planned, in spite of the weather.
So we're on Uist. We've got to Uist at last. Just spent our first night there. And the weather is completely awful. You can't really see from this. In fact, it's not as bad as it has been, but the rain is on and off, on and off. So today we're going to do some washing. We've got loads of laundry to do. We're going to find a laundrette on the island and get that done, because again, on days like this, you may as well do your practical stuff, do a bit of cleaning, or just sit and watch a film, because why not? And you know, it's really weird. We don't, despite all the extra time this has bought us, we don't really get a chance to sit down so much anymore and just watch films and TV, and every now and again that's just nice, or read a book or whatever it is. So it has been quite good to do that the last couple of days. Last night we played, no signal here, absolutely no signal, well, it's fleeting at best, but we played Uno, which was fun, and then Stephen taught me a few card games which I quite enjoyed. So we played blackjack and what was the other one? Rummy. So I really enjoyed that, and that whiled away a few hours. So it was really good fun. And it's nice just to sort of go back to basics like that, really, because you do get hung up on finding places with internet connection and making sure that you can use your phones and see everything. And you know what, actually sometimes it's best not to. It's best not to see everything. It's best to just shut that off. You know, what did we do? We're old enough to know what it was like before this, so I'm sure we can manage without it every now and again. But there's a beach. When the tide goes out, it's very sandy. But yeah, it's very, very overcast and grey today. Weather's not looking good, so we're probably going to have to just brave it at some point, wrap up and just go for a walk and enjoy ourselves, because yeah, there's only a certain amount of time you can stay cooped up. But laundry day today, so come along, dear. So exciting. Cannot bear the excitement. Cleaning and stuff. Oh, I love it. Right, off we go. Bye bye, lovely park up. Hello, bumpy road. Whoa.
And the weather didn't improve, but we attempted to brave it all the same.
It's freezing, isn't it? It's wet, it's miserable, but we're still forcing ourselves to go out adventuring. Oh, it's grim. You know, we've kind of battened down the hatches for the last couple of days, especially after that awful incident 2 nights ago. But it's like, no, we are getting out, we are going to see things. We have come to this island via 2 ferries, so it's like, you're not ruining it. We are going to just make sure we do things. So I've got a little list of things to see and do on the island. Some I've scrubbed because I just don't think it's practical in this. But beaches are fine, right? They're wet anyway. Water is on the beach, so a little bit of rain makes no difference. Say hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
We're finally out exploring. It's been raining for days and days, and hail and wind, and it's been awful, and we can finally get out. So it's a bit breezy, and it's really annoying because the sky has been blue, and just as we start there's frigging rain coming in, and you can see it right over there. And we're back to the Isle of Harris tomorrow, and then the day after we're back to the Isle of Skye, and then we're heading back down to England and the southeast, where we have future plans, and things are going to change a little bit, but not drastically, maybe, just sort of to help us along our way. It's still really icy in the air. And we're mid-April now. I think we're just about done with this, aren't we?
Yeah, I've had enough.
I really kind of like, come on, sunshine. Never mind, we've had a good time.
Yeah, it's nice.
We've had a very good time. We've had a good 4 months, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been excellent.
Well, the weather may have got the better of us, but Uist still left an everlasting impression, and we didn't film everything, so there was definitely more to the island than this perhaps shows, which is why we made a note to return here one day. For now, it was back to Harris.
So we're back on Harris. We just spent a week on Uist. Didn't quite go to plan, but it was still nice. We definitely want to go back. And that's fine. It's just not the right weather, and I'd like to come back at a better time of year, but that's fine, we can do all that.
And on the subject of internet on the island, if you're curious,
Always good, because that's what happens. Sometimes there's no signal, but Vodafone has generally been really good for me. But on Uist, it was just completely wiped out, and there was only a few select spots. In fact, one, to be honest. But the ferry ports did have free Wi-Fi at either end of the island, so that allowed us to sort of plan and do things. But it's fine, it's just something to bear in mind. So we've got a day in Harris. We're kind of feeling a bit today, so we just want to get something to eat, and then we get our ferry back to Skye tomorrow before heading back down.
and with that we headed back to the mainland of Scotland. The islands of the Outer Hebrides have been a truly unforgettable experience and will leave an everlasting impression on us. The scenery and beaches are some of the most spectacular you'll find in the UK, and the feeling of isolation here is truly a wonder to behold. We are so grateful for our time here, including to Donnie, who rescued us that terrible night, of course, and one day we hope to return for more adventures in the UK's very own paradise. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more. Next time we fast forward to September, where we visit another of Scotland's dream locations. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.